We're going to replace this cam follower on this B7 2.0T Audi Volkswagen engine. Right underneath the beauty cover, when you take that off, the high pressure fuel pump is right here, and this is a mechanical fuel pump that's driven by the camshaft lobe. And this is what's running up and down on that, and this can eventually wear down, and if this wears completely through, the high pressure fuel pump can start to wear into the camshaft a bit, and then you need to replace the whole camshaft, which is going to be a pretty in-depth repair and pretty costly. Now, these cam followers are recommended to be checked every time you check your oil, so roughly every 5,000 miles. I believe the recommended change, like interval, is around 30,000 miles, but I think it just depends on your engine, how much it's wearing. You just check it periodically. A few things that we're going to remove to make it a little bit easier to get to is this plastic PVC hose. You squeeze the clips here and you pull that off. This is going to be a little brittle, so you need to be careful when you're taking it off, especially since it's older plastic. It can break pretty easy. There we go. There's little places here where you squeeze on both sides and pull out. This connector right here, really easy to get to. You just push up on that tab, it clicks, and then you pull off. It's really common for these tabs to break on the place where you would typically pull up. So you just take a 90-degree angle pick, you can lift up on that, and then it pulls right out. We'll pull out this vacuum line, and this is hooked up right to the brake booster. And that'll give us a little more room because we can tuck this behind and move it around. There's definitely going to be some high pressure fuel pressure still in the system. This is the bleeder screw right here where we could put maybe a rag under that, break it loose, and bleed off some of the pressure. Or you can pull out the fuel pump fuse and run the car until it turns off, and then there's going to be no fuel left on the line and there won't be any pressure. Now we are working with what could be some very high pressure fuel, so safety glasses is a great idea so it doesn't get in your eyes. We'll break this loose, and I have a rag there to catch some of the fuel. Really not much pressure in there, and we can go ahead and remove this the rest of the way. Now we can pull that out. A little bit of fuel will probably drain out, and now we have better access to a bolt that's behind there. Right underneath here is another fitting that we need to remove. And I'll just spin that off. Now the whole assembly is ready to come out. We've got one bolt here, and one bolt here with 3 total. And we'll take this one out. There we go. We'll take these off with a T30. Last one. This is one thing that's going to vary from year to year. Right here you can see there's a hose clamp leading to a rubber line. In some vehicles there's going to be a banjo bolt right there. There's a difference. I believe it's in the 2006 year. There is where the change happens. Now the banjo bolt's pretty tricky to get to, and you'll need to remove that to move the fuel pump around. In this case, this is the rubber hose, which means we have a little bit of movement, so we'll be able to pull this back and switch out the cam follower. We'll pull this out. Starting to separate there. I'm struggling for space here. I just can't get that out quite the whole way because this coolant supply line is right here. I'm gonna take this bolt out, and there's another bolt in front that I need to remove just to loosen this up, and I think I can get a little more movement. Now we've got just a little bit of freedom here that I think will help. With one screw here that you can remove, you can pull this whole thing out, kind of tilt it up and pull up. And that gives me a little more room in the area I'm working with here. It's not necessary, but I just like a little more room. I moved this spring clamp back a little bit so I can remove this rubber hose and give me even more freedom of movement in the fuel pump. Being very gentle, we'll work this hose off with a pick, working all the way around it. Not being too aggressive to poke a hole in the rubber. With some time, a pick, and some silicone lubricant, I used that to work it off. And now we got this to just about pop the whole way off. Now I'll just pull the whole thing up. There we go. This is a really good thing to see here. Looks like just the black has worn off, and it's not worn all the way through. Sometimes these can have a hole all the way in the center there if these aren't changed often enough. This one looks like it's in good shape. We're gonna put the new one on. That's pretty good. The old one here just comes right off. The new one is in really great shape. The old one just has a little bit of a dip to it. A little worn, the black is worn off, so the new one just goes right over. You can buy a new O-ring here for about $5. If you want to replace this one right here. And before we reinstall it, just a little bit of silicone grease to add a little bit of lubrication to the seals so it fits on there and seals. We'll add some engine oil just around the cam follower just to lubricate it So whenever we first start the engine, there's a little bit of oil there already. This is the perfect time to inspect your camshaft. That looks great. I don't see any visible wear on that, so we can reinstall everything. It'll be a lot easier to install it right now if we just put the follower in and start putting the whole assembly back in. We have the new cam follower in there. Let's go ahead and start it and test for leaks. Everything looks good and I don't see any leaks. All right, we'll take it out for a test drive. After the test drive, everything works as it should and there aren't any leaks. And that's how you can change the cam follower on a B7 2.0T engine.